hi everyone, and welcome back to Warren's Team Talk. Thank you for coming and joining me and coming to check out this preview of match day 15 of the FA Premier League. I hope that you're going to enjoy it. Please, can I ask you, before we get stuck into this, can I just please ask you to, if you haven't done so already, to subscribe to the channel. Also, please put a like on the video, and also please remember to share the content around. That would be great if you could do that. And the one and the only Mr. James Dunlop is back in the building. Hi, James. How are you, mate? Nice to see you again, mate. Thank you very much for coming and joining me for this one as well. So, yeah, let's get started. So, as it is at the moment, because there's still a couple of games left to play from match day 14. Chelsea are top of the Premier League, 1 point clear of Manchester City and 2 points clear of Liverpool. West Ham are in 4th. Arsenal are in 5th. Wolves are in 6th. And then the bottom 3 is Burnley, Norwich and Newcastle United. But with the remaining games, these positions could all change. So, yeah, let's see what happens. So the first game of match day 15 sees West Ham take on Chelsea at the London Stadium. And what I've got here is both sides' current form in the Premier League. West Ham's last 5 home games and Chelsea's last 5 away games. So, as we can see, West Ham have drawn 1, lost 2 and won 2 of their last 5 home games. Notable wins for them was a 3-2 win at home to Liverpool. And for Chelsea, they've won all their last 5 games on the road. So they're doing really well. In fact, they won last night away at Watford, but Tommy Tuchel said that it was the worst performance he'd seen from his Chelsea side since he's been in charge at Stamford Bridge. So this could be an interesting game, really. I'm going to go through my predictions when I've gone through all this stuff, and then we can have a look at that. But, yeah, so let's just go through the current form for all these sides for these matches. Next one up on the hockey is Newcastle United against Burnley. And Newcastle, they've drawn 3 and lost 2 of their last 5 games. They've still yet to win a game in the Premier League, which must be a bit alarming for the new guy at the helm. But because it certainly would be for me, that's for sure. However, they haven't lost at home in the last 2, so I suppose that must be a small crumb of comfort for him. And we've got a chat here from James Dunlop. West Ham have had a bit of a dip at the moment. They haven't collapsed in league position, which is a positive. Chelsea, however, keep on getting results, even if they are not at their best. Yeah, and that's always a dangerous side for the opposition if you're able to go and get a result even when you're not playing at your best, that's for sure. So Burnley, though, their last 5 away games, they haven't won away so far this season. So far in their last 5 games. They've drawn 3 and lost 2. James Dunlop says it's a must win for Newcastle and for Burnley as well. Could be last on match of the day this one. Yeah, I'm not sure that it's going to be the most entertaining of games, that's sure. but I could be completely wrong. With Eddie Howe at the helm, who knows what's going to happen? Because he loves to play on the front foot, bless him. So it should be an interesting one, though, I have to say. But yeah, we'll see what happens. What my predictions say when we get there, mate. Next set of fixtures. Right, the next one up is Southampton against Brighton and Hove Albion. And Southampton, their home fixtures, seen them draw 3, win 2, and lose 1. Their most recent game, they won by 1-0 against Aston Villa on the 5th of November at home. And I think that might have been Dean Smith's last game in charge. And then the Brighton's away fixtures, they've not been doing as well as they were at the beginning part of the season. But their last 5 games, they've won 1, drawn 3, and lost 1. They lost most recently away 2-0 to Liverpool. But they did manage to get a 2-2 draw at Anfield, which is something that a lot of teams haven't been able to do. So fair play to them. Taib Hussain says, "Hi Ron, how long is your stream going to be? You need to be out for 10 minutes, mate. I'm not 100% sure, to be quite honest. But yeah, go out, mate, and then if you can always watch it on playback. Put comments in the comment section if it's finished. When sorry about that, fella, but yeah, you can do that. It's not a problem. Put comments in and watch it on playback, something like that, if it's finished by the time you get back. But honestly, mate, I have no idea. I'm going to be talking about 10 games from the Premier League this weekend. So I don't know. I doubt they'll be finished by the time you get back. So yeah, let's put it like that. But I might be. Who knows? Yeah, well, I hope everything goes all right for you, what you're up to, Taib, and I hope you're well, mate. It's nice to see you, and thanks for popping in. Yeah, so next game is Wolves up against Liverpool. And Wolves have they've won 1, 2, 3. They've won 3, drawn 1, and lost 1 of their last 5 games at home. And Liverpool have won 3, drew 1, and lost 1. And they just seem to be scoring goals for fun at the moment, Liverpool. And from what I've seen of Wolves, it looks like they've started to suddenly struggle to score goals. So this could be a bit of a tricky match for Wolves. They might face a bit of a thumping, to be quite honest. But however, having said that, Wolves had done really well this season under that new manager. They got Bruno Lage, I think his name is, isn't it? So yeah, it's difficult to say, but I can see Liverpool going there and giving Wolves a bit of a thumping, to be quite honest. And got a chat here from James. Wolves done well so far, but Liverpool are unreal this season. Yeah, mate, they are. They're just on a different planet. They really are, especially going forward. They're just frightening. They really are. So the next game sees Watford take on Manchester City, and Manchester City have Manchester City. What am I talking about? Sorry, Watford. Last 5 home games, they've seen them lose 3, drawn 1, and won 1. And the most notable victory for them in that run was a 4-1 thumping of Manchester United, which ended up with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer being sacked. And also they got thumped 5-0 at home by Liverpool, but that's no disgrace, to be quite honest. I mean, Arsenal have been thumped by Liverpool this season, and so have lots of other clubs. So, and Manchester City, they've won 4 and drawn 1 of their last 5 games. They lost at home. Sorry, am I talking about a home game? Sorry. They beat Aston Villa last night, 2-1 at Villa Park, which was Steven Gerrard's first defeat as an Aston Villa manager. And they won 2-0 away at Manchester United recently as well. So they're in a good run of form at the moment. And James Dunlop saying, surely Watford won't put 4 past Man City like they did with Man United. City will keep winning at the moment, even if they're without a striker. Yeah, I can't say that I can see Wolves beating Manchester City or putting 4 past them like they did against United. But the thing, what I've noticed about Watford is they seem to be a bit inconsistent. Like one week they do really well, the next week they're dreadful. So I don't know. It's a bit tricky to say, really. So let's move on. Leeds against Brentford. So in Leeds' last 5 home games, they've won 2, drawn 2, and lost 1. Most recently, they beat Crystal Palace 1-0, which in my opinion was a great victory for them down the foot of the table. They do seem to be struggling to score goals, though, at home so far this year. I mean, if you look at those last 5 games, they haven't managed to score more than 1 goal in any of them. But at least they're getting points on the board. That's the most important thing. So that win was a much-needed win for them. And Brentford's last 5 away games, they've drawn 2, won 2, and lost 1. Now, Brentford started off the season doing really well, but they seem to have gone a bit of a downturn of late, and this will be a tough test for them, I think, going up to Ellen Road and playing Leeds, particularly because Leeds are unbeaten at home since the 25th of September, so they've been doing really well. The next game sees Manchester United take on Crystal Palace, and this will be Ralph. What's that guy? Geezer's name? Rangnick. I think his name's Ralph. I'm not sure. Ralph Rangnick's first game in charge for United. So in their United have been going through a terrible run of form of late. They've lost 3, won 1, and drawn 1 of their last 5 home games, which is absolutely shocking for Man United, and when you consider all their history and all the rest of it. And they'll be coming up against Crystal Palace, and in their last 5 away games, they've drawn 2, lost 2, and won 1. Then the win, surprisingly enough, came away at Manchester City when they won 2-0. They did draw 2-2 at Arsenal in a game which I felt they should have and deserved to win. They got a 3-3 draw at Burnley and lost a couple of days ago away at Leeds 1-0. And James comes in with another chat saying, Leeds getting a win against Palace was huge. This should be a good attacking game. This should be a good attacking game, this at Ellen Road. Yeah, that's what I think as well. And particularly with the crowd getting behind Leeds and whatnot, it should be really interesting to see how Palace cope with that. Because I think they've got some really good players, especially the blonde-haired lad who plays in midfield. I think McGregor's his name. He looks real quality, to be honest. James Dunlop says Palace have been playing well, but they dropped too many points so far. Yeah, and that game against Leeds, they conceded a goal right at the end of the game yet again, and they were doing that a few weeks ago, and they seem to have got that out of their game, but they've done it again now. So I'm a bit shocked that they did that again. So let's go to the next one. Tottenham against Norwich. Now, apparently, after their embarrassment in the Europa Conference League the other night, Antonio Conte ripped into the Tottenham players and read the riot act to them. So it'd be interesting to see what sort of response he gets out of them. But who knows? Who knows? In their last 5 home games, Tottenham have won 3 and they've won 3 and lost 2. So it'd be interesting to see how they get on against Norwich, because Norwich have started to improve a bit, I believe, and because they've drawn 1-2, lost 2, and won 1 on the road. So should be an interesting game. It wouldn't surprise me to see Norwich get something out of this game, to be quite honest, but you never really know. It depends how well the Spurs players react to what they got told by Antonio Conte the other night. But yeah, we'll see. And James Donlott says Palace have been playing well, but they. Oh yes, I've read that one already. And James says if Tottenham struggle to beat Norwich, then top 4 is bye for them. To be honest, mate, I can't see them getting top 4. But I do agree with you. I think it's a must-win game for them if they've got any aspirations of getting top 4. But I also don't think it's a realistic target for Arsenal either, or a number of other clubs like Leicester or whatever, because the form has just been so erratic for all these clubs. So the next game sees Aston Villa play Leicester. Aston Villa in their last 5 home games have won 2 and lost 3. And since Steven Gerrard came in, they won their first 2 games under his stewardship. But last night in his 3rd game, they lost at home to Manchester City by 2-1, which isn't any disgrace. Man City are one of the best club sides in the world. So, they can't be harangued for that. Leicester, on the other hand, their form has been dreadful. Away from home, they've only won 1 game in the last 5 and drawn 3 and lost 1. So, let's go to the next game. And the last game of the weekend sees Everton play Arsenal on Monday night. Big clash at Goodison Park. And Everton's last 5 home games have seen them lose 3, drawn 1, and win 1. And whereas Arsenal, on the other hand, have won 2, lost 2, and drawn 1. So form would suggest that Arsenal will win this game, but I'm not convinced. I think that there's going to be a lot of heated discussion at Goodison Park between the coaching staff and the players. Well, you'd hope there would be in the next few days, and for Everton's sake. And I think there might be a response from them. But we'll see. We'll see. Our last time out on the road, Arsenal got thumped 4-0 by Liverpool. So they'll be looking to put the record straight on that regard. James Dunlop says Leicester have been so inconsistent this season. Rogers is high up in odds to be sacked. It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest, but then again, I don't know. It just seems to be so many sides playing really inconsistently, and I'm beginning to wonder whether it might have had something to do with the fact that the players have had no proper break for nearly 2 years. I just find it a bit alarming, actually, that their Premier League allowed that to happen, because I think all it is to do with the World Cup and the Euros, and I think someone should have had the balls to stand up to FIFA and UEFA and say, no, sorry, you need to think about another way to do this. You can't ask players to play like non-stop for nearly 2 years. It's outrageous. James Dunlop says only one winner at Goodison Park, and that's the Arsenal. Everyone at our club has given up, and the fans are so angry, and rightfully so. Yeah, I 100% agree with you, mate. Like I said to you earlier, I 100% back them. They can't expect the fans not to get upset when they've neglected the club so badly. And for me, it's no surprise that they've sort of in free fall in the Premier League. It really isn't, because if you want to compete, what was the famous expression? You've got to speculate to accumulate, and they just haven't done it. So James Dunlop says, I bet Arsenal fans will say, aren't you sad you didn't appoint Arteta to us? Laugh out that, mate. If you'd appointed Arteta, you'd be sitting bottom of the table by now. I'm telling you, the man is absolutely clueless. Did you hear what he said the other day? That Bukayo Saka's got to feel comfortable with playing with an injury. I just find that absolutely staggering. And for me, he should be disciplined. The FA should be charging him with bringing the game into disrepute for that comment. It's absolutely disgusting. How dare he say something like that? Who the hell does he think he is? Anyway, so that's the current form for all the sides playing in the Premier League this weekend. And my predictions for this weekend. Here we go, people. And Taib Hussain says, Warren, don't know if Benitez is washed up or not, but he should have been backed. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's not a bloody magician, is he, at the end of the day? And I still think a big issue at that club is the lack of strength in depth. But I also think there's it seems quite apparent there's a lack of there's several other issues affecting the club as well. And the board need to take up and stand up and take responsibility for it and bloody sort it out. It's just ridiculous. James Dunlop says our owner wasn't even there last night. I've heard he's in New York. Is he meeting with Kroenke or something? Laugh out loud. Mate, I just think he's scared to go. That's what I think. I think he thinks that if he goes, he's going to get lynched. And I wouldn't blame the Everton supporters for trying to attack him if he went. I don't condone violence, obviously, but, you can't expect to get away scot-free when you do mad stuff like that. It's insane. So here we go. My predictions for the weekend, I'm going West Ham 1, Chelsea 1, Newcastle 0, Burnley 1, Southampton 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Liverpool 3, Watford 0, Manchester City 2. So that's the first set of fixtures. And James Dunlop says, oh, we've said that. And West Ham 2, Chelsea 2, Newcastle 2, Burnley 1, says James Dunlop. Do you think Newcastle's going to win, James? That's interesting. So the next set of fixtures sees Leeds take on Brentford, and I think that's going to end in a 1-1 draw. And the rest of the games, I think, will be Manchester United 2, Crystal Palace 1, Tottenham 1, Norwich City 2, Aston Villa 1, Leicester City 1, and finally Everton 1, Arsenal 1. So that's what I think is going to happen. And James Dunlop's going Southampton 1, Brighton 1, Wolves 1, Liverpool 3, and Watford 0, Manchester City 3. Liverpool are ruthless. That's how Arsenal's team are meant to like. With Arteta, we are doomed. Yes, 100%. I can't disagree with you, Taib. I just think he's clueless, and I just can't see how other people. I just don't understand how other people can't see it, to be frank. James Dunlop's going Leeds 2, Brentford 1, Man United 2, Crystal Palace 1, Tottenham 2, Norwich 0, Villa 2, Leicester 2, and Everton 0, Arsenal 2. Well, I hope you're right with that last one, James, for my sake, being selfish and all that. But I don't know. I'm not sure the thing is, we're just not very good at scoring goals. That's what worries me about it. Taib says Liverpool scored 12 goals in their last 3 games. Yeah, I think we'd struggle to score that in 10 games, let alone 3. It's just mad, isn't it? Yeah. So that's the fixtures this weekend and when they're being played. So on Saturday, we've got 5 fixtures. One at 12:30 is West Ham against Chelsea. There's 3 kickoffs at 3:00, which is Newcastle against Burnley, Southampton against Brighton, Wolves against Liverpool, and then the 5:30 evening kickoff on Saturday is Watford against Manchester City. And then on Sunday, we have three 2:00 kickoffs, which are Leeds against Brentford, Manchester United against Crystal Palace, Tottenham against Norwich, and then there's a 4:30 kickoff as well, which is Aston Villa against Leicester. And then finally, on Monday, the 8:00 kickoff is Everton against Arsenal. And James Dunlop says, I think you'll take your foot off the gas after getting the second goal. And we are that low on confidence, we won't threaten at all. I think that's what Arsenal will try and do. They'll probably try and get an early lead, and then they'll just sit back like they usually do, like we did at Leicester, and try and shut up shop and defend the lead. But did you see Everton's goal last night? I thought it was a well taken goal. I really liked the finish. I thought it was a good finish. And Taib says, finally, I can have a lie-in Saturday morning. Laugh out loud. Yeah, exactly. You won't have to be up with the larks to watch Arsenal on a Saturday lunchtime, mate. So that's a good thing. Right, people. So it's come for me to talk about the GoonerClaude Trust. The GoonerClaude Trust was set up in memory of Claude from AFTV, I should say. It was set up by his daughter and also by the two lads from the Claude and the Bansta's channel, I believe, and the Claude and the Bansta's YouTube channel also provides support to the GoonerClaude Trust by contributing some of the income they get from their channel to support the work of the GoonerClaude Trust. And basically, what the GoonerClaude Trust do is they provide assistance to children or disadvantaged people to be able to attend matches at the Emirates. They've got like a platinum membership seats in the ground, so and that's the top level of seating that you can get at the Emirates Stadium. And then so it's a great cause and something that Claude felt very passionately about, I understand. So yeah, please go and check that out. And even by watching the videos from the the Claude and the Bansta's channel, you're going to be able to help support the work of the GoonerClaude Trust. So very well worth charity, I must say. Anyway, so there's some other great YouTube channels I want to tell you about, which is the Old School Gunner YouTube channel, the 3 Pointers TV YouTube channel, Arsenal Alex, DrawnByDre, and the Claude and the Bansters channel, which we spoke about just now. All these channels are really good. All got great Arsenal content. So go and check them out. Subscribe to them if you don't mind. And hit the like button on their videos. Share the content around. I'm 100% sure that you won't be disappointed by the work that they do. And I just wanted to point out as well that yesterday, Arsenal Alex had legendary Kenny Ken on his channel, having a chat about all things to do with Arsenal, which was thoroughly entertaining and a great watch. I thoroughly recommend you go and watch that because Kenny Ken was on top form as usual, speaking very eloquently about the Arsenal, and Arsenal Alex asked some really good questions to Kenny Ken. So yeah, it was very interesting debate, very well worth watching. And there's some more chats in here. Is the game on Amazon or Sky Sports? I don't know actually. Let me just check. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna just see if I can find out. I think it's on Prime Video, the Amazon service, I believe, but I'm not sure. James Dunlop says Sky Sports is on Taib on Monday night. Oh, sorry. I thought you was talking about tonight's game, Taib, the Arsenal Man United game. I'm not sure about Monday's game. Let me just have a quick look and see what it says about that one. Yeah, the game on Monday at Everton is on Sky Sports. So, and it looks like, yeah, the game tonight is on Amazon Prime. So, yeah. Taib Hussain, James was on about tonight's game, laugh out loud. And James Dunlop says, oh, sorry, Taib. Taib Hussain says, what time is the Monday's game on, James? I think it's 8 o'clock. Yeah. Monday night's game is 8 o'clock kickoff, and tonight's game is 8:15. The old school Gunner, I believe, is doing a watch along for tonight's game between Manchester United and Arsenal. But I think as well, every man and his dog's doing a watch along for that game. James Dunlop says 8 p.m. kickoff, Taib. Taib Hussain said, damn, I've got a dentist appointment at 7 p.m. on Monday. I'll make it home on time. Yeah, just make sure that he or she gets a move on and wiggle on. Don't spend bloody ages talking about nonsense with you. James Dunlop says, I think tonight's game is on Amazon Prime, like ours last night. 8:15 kickoff is a joke. Yeah, man, bad enough. It's bloody 8 o'clock in the night. I mean, years ago when I was a kid, it used to be 7:30 kickoff. It's all this 8:15 nonsense, honestly. And particularly with people who are like travelling up and down the bloody country as well. By the time the game finishes, that's 9. Then, see, yeah, the game's not going to finish till 10 o'clock. By that stage, it could be there's no bloody trains left to come back home. And you could be stranded some god bloody forsaken part of the country and have to sleep in a railway station. And it wouldn't be the first time I've had to sleep in a railway station because of football. But, you know, in this day and age, you'd think the TV companies should show a bit more respect to the football-going public, to be honest. James, I like your surname. I remember the 90s tennis rackets. Dunlop, pretty popular they were. Yeah, they were, weren't they? I remember the Dunlop tennis rackets as well. They were pretty cool. And James Dunlop says, thanks, Taib. Yeah, but your name is pretty cool, James. That's for sure. Anyway. So, yeah, so that's the end of the video, guys. I hope you found that enjoyable. Anyone who's watching, please feel free to put in the description what you think is going to happen in these games over the weekend. And you'll be able to find out more information about how the Warren's Team Talk prediction quiz works. It's completely free to enter. There is no prize on offer. It's just a bit of fun for everyone who wants to be involved in it, who gets involved with Warren's Team Talk. So, yeah, just let me know. I'll make sure your entries get entered. And if you want your entries to be anonymous, just say so in the comments and I'll make sure that your entry is anonymized and I won't put your name up on the screen if you don't want that to happen. James Dunlop says, cheers, Warren. Good luck against United tonight. Thanks, mate. I really appreciate that. I'm looking forward to the game. Hopefully we can see if we can try and launch an attack for a change tonight. Make a nice change. And Taib says, thanks, James. Bye, Warren, says Taib. And Take care, Ty. Big up. All right, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Have a great rest of the day. Remember to spread some love and kindness around the world. And remember, keep talking, guys. And I look forward to seeing you all soon. Oh, don't forget, on Saturday, I'm going to be doing the Warren's Team Talk Match Day live with I'm sure there'll be plenty of fireworks kicking off on Saturday. So, yeah, I'm probably going to go live about 2:45, but I'll give you plenty of notice. I'll put a notification on telling you what time I'm going to be going on. So check that out. And sometime over the weekend, there'll also be a review of the Rotherham United against Stockport County FA Cup tie as well that I'm following. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for coming in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you all again really soon. Thanks very much for watching and take care. Bye for now.